Alright, this is not going to be a really great video, but the instructions for installing this Puig, I don't know how you're supposed to say it, the street screen kit for the GSX S1000 is not super great. So this is just going to be a quick video on how the thing kind of actually fits together. So I've already gotten into it a bit, but the first thing, this black piece will kind of be right here, and you take these two screws out of it. That's a 4mm Allen. Once you take those out, your cluster will be sitting right here. That's what the black piece actually bolts into this. So you'll take a screw out of it'll be the back of this hole here that goes into right there on the cluster. It'll be sitting in there like that. You take the screw out back there, pull this loose a bit, and then get this rubber boot out of the way and disconnect the electrical plug from the back of your cluster. So that's all well and good. The instructions cover that pretty well. That's steps 1, 2, 3, 4 is to remove these two silver bolts, also 4mm Allen, that hold the headlight. If you've installed a USB port or anything on your bike, you know how to do this. But anyway, those two silver bolts will be in these two holes, which are right there. You pull those out, and then this just sets down. So then the next part says to take these things and stick them on here, and then it just kind of shows this, and yeah, you can kind of sort of glean from that how it's supposed to go together, but I think they could have done a better job. Anyway, this is how it actually goes on there. So these two arms go over the top. There's holes here. Those two little kind of funny looking angled pieces, they rest against these rubber mounting bushings. The circle, just kind of sits against these. These act as the nuts that hold that front of that plate on. So I didn't tighten these down a whole lot right now, just to make sure that I can get everything fitted before doing that. But that's how this sits. And these don't sit flush with this hole, because the next part is to take the flip up bit and push it forward to get it to sit like this. So this and this are on the outside of the blue plastic, or whatever color yours is, and then you can see through, kind of through there. That's where that silver bolt will go. So that's how that all fits together. Alright, so this is another part that's not really explained super well. It says to use these original silver bolts, which do work, but they are barely long enough. So like if you try to thread them in by hand, they're not going to go in there. So you need to take your 4mm Allen. I found that putting it kind of behind this made it easier, and then push down like with all your might, and you'll finally get it to bite. I wanted to hand thread it in there to make sure that I wasn't cross threading, but that's not really an option. You just sort of have to ram it down in there and hope for the best. Anyway, once you get those torqued, then you can tighten these two. The screws on the Puig or whatever bracket are all 3mm, and then the ones on the back are 4. But yeah, so okay, after you've tightened those two silver bolts and the two bolts that connect to those weird little things that go to those rubber bushings, you push your cluster in. The two legs go in those rubber bushings that those rounded weird little angle bracket things go to. The top one, of course, goes to the top bushing. Reconnect the electrical connection before you do all that, and then put the screw back in the hole. The instructions cover that pretty well. So that takes care of the next page. So the last thing is putting those rubber pieces in, which they came installed already on mine, and then you put the black cover on and actually attach the windshield. So we'll do that now. So the black plastic thing attaches with the 3 bolts. Again, these are 3mm Allen key. Once you've done that, you want to take these little plastic covers that they give you and pop those on over the bolts. It's just for looks, but you know, they're there, so might as well install them. So the next thing, put the windshield on with those 4. So once you've got your 4 bolts in, put the little plastic covers on it. You can peel the stickers and information labels off and then admire your work. I do think it looks really nice on there. It's kind of minimalist. Hopefully it works as well as the reviews say. But I mean, if nothing else, it should keep like wind and rain off of a phone mount if you have one there. And I think hopefully it'll reduce the wind while riding. But anyway, that was just a quick video on how to get that installed.